Our sponsors: The Finkley Experience, an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education, in which prepares high school students for college. For more information, visit their website at thefinkleyexperience.com. Father to Father Incorporated, a nonprofit organization that strengthens families through father engagement, with a goal to help men in our communities to be great dads. For more information, visit their website, fathertofatherinc.org. ABLAZE Entertainment. The goal of ABLAZE is to take emerging artists and develop them to the next level of their career. For more information, visit their website at ablazeentertainment.net. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Toby. You know me from Sister Act 2, Mr. Oh Happy Day, and the hit R&B group City High. I'm welcoming everybody to join and tune into the Michael Finkley Show. Don't forget to subscribe.
Next, Michael Finkley, gospel artist Dennis Turner is with us as he tells us about his projects and more. Next, Finkley.
It's my biggest dream come true. It's my biggest dream come true.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thanks for joining us today. Now, y'all know I love me some music, right? And I've been writing songs for the past decade. And again, this show has just been my biggest dream, and singing my theme song and, writing the lyrics to the theme song and just showing the gifts that I have that God has given me. And it's something about music still that just warms the soul. It's so emotional. It can heal, it can deliver, it can make you feel good and make you feel better. And so our guest today really knows about that emotional side of music. We have Dennis Turner with us, gospel artist Dennis Turner with us, and he talks about his major projects that he's working on and why he decided to pursue his dream. Y'all, another show you don't want to miss. Back in a moment. Coming up, Dennis is with us. Back in a moment.
I'm Harley Wallen, and you are watching The Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley, FX's Snowfall, Joey Marie Urbina is with us as she talks about the show's final season and her future plans. Don't miss it. Next Finkley. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now y'all, my next guest, he is an artist, he's an entrepreneur, he's a husband, he is a father. Y'all, he is Dennis Turner. How are you, Dennis?
I am great. Thank you, Michael, for having me.
You are very welcome. You're my southern homeboy.
Yes.
My southern homeboy. I love what you're doing. When Pam reached out, and I'm like, yeah, let's have him on, because again, you're doing something that I love, right? You're infusing positivity through your art, with this music, and you're bringing family in, right? It's a family affair, which is fantastic. We need that type of positivity today. So I must ask, why is ministry, this type of ministry in particular, important in 2022?
Oh man, it's important because I believe we need to get back to the basics of a family that prays together, stays together, they prosper together, and they're able to do good work. The old saying is, if you got hit with someone's finger, it wouldn't really make much of a fuss. But if you have all the fingers together, make a fist and strike a blow, then you would feel the impact. And so, when you do things together, when you're on one accord, I think a you have a more of an impact when you do that. So I love it these days. In this time we're living in, it's really necessary. It's
Very
necessary.
much so. Very much so. Because so much has happened in these past 2.5 years that we've been dealing
Oh,
with COVID and,
yeah.
deaths and so many different things, right? The nation, ourselves, myself, maybe you've dealt with COVID yourself. So, so much has happened, but we need a relief. We need a
Yes.
word.
Yes. Yes. We
Definitely
need a
need a
word.
word.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
so with your sound, right? This is Dennis Turner and the Turtle Nation family. So
Okay.
when it comes down to this amazing group of individuals that have this positive message, how did it all start?
Oh, wow. That's interesting. It started I guess about 10 years ago. I've been singing ever since I was young. But when I first started a group, I started just all male group, and it some things happen, difference of opinions. It didn't work out, and so I at that time I had gotten married, and my we were using tapping my wife actually for to help with some background vocals when I had the male group. And I was like, I think I should just bring her on in and revamp this thing. And so we that's when I added some young ladies. And I've always had this passion to sing, Mike. You know, I watched my mom when I was young. I lost my dad when I was very young. So when I lost my dad, I stuck very close to my mom because I was the youngest of the family. And they used to call her like the Mahalia of the South. She used to travel a lot with preachers around to different churches, and she'd be gone all day Sundays. And I got to the point where I was like, I want to go with you. And even if she wasn't singing on Sunday in someone's church, traveling with a preacher, going to a revival, being the special music for the revival, she would be singing around the house. And I saw her one day, she had a little tape recorder, and she used to record herself. And I was just very intrigued with that. And the older I got, the more I was drawn to music. Yes. So that's how it got started. I'm so sorry.
I love that. No, that's incredible because we always have a story. And I feel that it's something about us Southern people when it comes down to our music. I feel that, not to discredit anyone else that's from other places, but I can only speak from our perspective, right? It
Mhm.
just does something to us. We grow up with it and it improves us. We improve with it, right? And it becomes our gift, right? We infuse that gift that God is giving us and then we
That's right.
use it for his glory. So I
Yes.
love hearing those type of stories. When it comes down to, again, with this amazing sound and what you've all accomplished thus far, what about those times where you start and you hear no? Right, you're so gun ho about it, and you want the world to hear this sound. How do you handle those no's? And even so, how do you handle the yeses?
Well, oh man, I process things. I don't know, probably a little different than most people. Because whenever I hear no, I'm questioning. I pray and I just question God: Is this a no from you, or is this humanity talking? And so I ask for the difference, and usually He tells me that he usually something happens, something miraculously take place, and I find out that, oh, okay, that was a no from God, or oh, that was definitely a humanity no. So God said, keep moving, keep pushing. That just wasn't the opportunity. That opportunity I did not create. That's not for you. And so I try to stay positive, Michael. I really do. I'm a person that went through a lot of things. And my thing is, if I stay positive, if I keep my mind steady and pray and stay in prayer, God would always direct my path. And so, you know, that's my thing. My wife even said, she said, I don't know how. She said, I didn't grow up like you. I don't know how you deal with some things. And you seem like you're so cool. And I'm like, oh no, I'm far from that. But that's what it gives off to her. So I'm like, wow, I never knew that. I thought I was over sweating bullets.
Oh my, I call that point God.
Yeah,
Right? When we can't put our
yeah,
finger on it, we try to guess what it is. It's just him. He gives us that calmness. He gives that
yeah.
because we know where our strength comes from.
Oh, exactly.
We know where it
Exactly.
comes from. So
Yes.
that's where it comes from. All him. And he gives us
All him.
that because he knows what's ahead. He equips
Yes,
us for
that's
that.
right.
He
That's
really,
right.
really does. So again, with the whole the aspect of family, your kids are involved with this, right?
Yes. My kids are involved. My oldest son is 16.
Hmm.
We've had him singing ever since he was 4 or 5 years old. And I'm excited seeing him develop and just learn and continues to learn. He is way more advanced than I was at 16. But we got him started a lot earlier than I did. But I'm so happy to see that. And I tell him that's basically what we're supposed to do. You guys are launching from a higher plateau, than your parents. You're on our shoulders, and that means the sky's the limit, but the bar is higher. But keep working, and I keep reminding him, whatever you do, make sure it's true and honest, and it's to God first. Because what you do for Christ is what's gonna last. The Bible says, "Seek ye first, the kingdom, and then all these things shall be added." So,
You better
well,
quote Matthew
yeah,
6:33.
yeah,
That's one of
yeah,
my favorites.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, don't go chasing, those things. Seek God, and that's what I'm hammering. And so my middle son, he's 12. He shied away from singing, Michael. So he wanted to be a behind the scenes guy. He got really infatuated with creating tracks and music, to the point, before we could even buy him things, he was downloading stuff unbeknownst to my wife and I, and yeah, teaching himself. And so we started to learn what was happening. We started buying things to try to support what he wanted to do. And my little girl, she's the youngest. What can I say about her? She Anything daddy asks, she just would do it. She just said she never have a no for daddy. It's always yes. And so I said, whenever you with mom and dad on this stage or wherever we're singing, there's no fear, because God did not give us the spirit of fear. I said, but power and a strong mind. I said,
That's
listen,
it. That's it.
project. And she, from the first day I stuck a mic in her face in the studio, she has proven daddy that, oh my God, she's built for this. And so I'm excited to have all of my children to
That's
be
a
a
blessing.
part of this.
That is a blessing. That is a blessing to have everyone. That's what we do in ministry. That's we encourage, we inspire, we motivate. This is what we do, and that's what you're doing. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your pain. Thank you for going through to get to where you are today. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be where you are today. And we will not understand through your music what you've been through. So thank you for that. Thank you so much.
I'm Patricia Whitfield.
I'm Lisa Cook.
And I'm Tanisha Craig Stewart. And this is the Life Daytime. And you are watching the Michael Finkley Show.
Welcome to Father to Father.
The mission of Father to Father, Charleston, South Carolina, is to help fathers in the Low Country area of South Carolina to be a positive and consistent presence in their children's lives. Father to Father provides community-based programs and support groups for fathers free of charge. They also help fathers connect to other resources they need so they can meet their responsibilities and secure their parental rights. Father to Father offers job coaching and employment connections that benefit fathers. Father to Father is a resource for local organizations that want to provide family support and father-friendly services. If this program is a fit for you, visit our location in North Charleston, South Carolina, and meet our friendly staff here to help and assist. Or visit our website at fathertofatherinc.org.
I just wanna live my life.
You all have been super busy over the last years, decades, right? With different albums and singles that have come out that have blessed the nation. But October 1st, 2022, you introduced the world to a new album, Why We Sing. Please tell us about it.
Oh my gosh, this album means the world to me, Michael. This is our junior project. We've released 2 albums before and some singles in betweens. But this album in particular is special because it was written out of pain. I mean, not just mine. I A lot of the songs are from my group members. I've taken their stories with their permission. I took their stories and I penned songs. We had some group members that had they had a miscarriage and lost a child, and they had a hard time dealing with it. And God gave me this song, Peace. And we had a group member that some years back, the church really hurt her because she had a baby out of wedlock. And so, um, you know how the saints can be, they can be really hard when you're. And so I penned a song called Free. There was another group member that had a experience that she's been dealing with from years back when she was in college, that she was sexually assaulted. And so there was another song God gave me, and I penned that song called I Am Free. I mean, and then the title song, Why We Sing, basically came from a conversation um, of individuals that were pretty hard on me. And, you know, when you're trying to do ministry, sometimes it doesn't look like ministry to some people. Some people, they see you through their own eyes lens that they view with the world, and they think you maybe just want to be famous. And I'm like, listen, there's a passion for ministry for me. The goal is not to be famous. The goal is to spread the gospel through music. Whatever God decides to do with that, I'm good with it. And so um, they, so some things were said. Oh, you know, you got to have a certain kind of singers. You're not doing this right. You're not doing that. So I said, listen, it's time for me to let them know, God said, I got something for you. And I penned the song, Tell Them Why You Really Sing. And so that is the album. And I would not be remiss if I don't share this one particular thing. There's one song on there is penned. It's called Social Media. Uh, by trade, I guess people would say I'm an educator because I was a teacher and I've taught for over 20 years. I was in a particular school that, Michael, it was pretty bad. The first week, I had someone tell me they're gonna have their dad come shoot me in the head just for asking her to move into a right spot. It was pretty bad. So I noticed there was some kids being bullied, and the bullying got so bad they were taking pictures of the kids unbeknownst to them, posting them on a fake Instagram page created by some other students, and they were doing this to all the kids to the point they started taking photos of faculty, posting them. I screenshotted the picture they took of me, Michael, and I went to administration, and there was nothing done about it. Not a meeting, I mean, nothing. And I was disappointed, highly disappointed, and to the point I was frustrated. And so I came home. I used to talk to my wife about it. I'm like, this is bothersome. And the backdrop behind this, Michael, is this. When I was in the third grade, I was bullied. Not just me, the entire class, to the point the police got involved, but it took a whole year for that to happen. So in the meantime, there were young ladies that was sexually assaulted. We, the young men and the little boys in that class, were beaten, beat up, and so that little trauma trigger at the school was like, no, I can't stand to see that. And when administration didn't do anything, I was so frustrated. I just started to write, and I penned the song "Social Media" because words mean something. I mean, they were posting these pictures of kids putting captions, saying all kinds of things. And I just thought, what can I do, Father? What can I do? And I penned the song Social Media. So this album was birthed from pain, but it was a way of channeling the pain to turn it to purpose, to hopefully I can change someone's life and it can affect someone in a positive manner.
And I feel that's what our pain is for, though. Our pain is to improve us, but also to assist others. We don't know that at the time.
Right,
But
right.
when we get to that point, it's like, okay, I get it now. I get it now. I really do get it now. So I'm so glad you said that, right? You did this, you went through it, and now others can relate to it, right? Because sometimes when we're going through, it's like I'm doing all this by myself. No one understands. But when we hear these songs and hear the conversations, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not by myself, right? And if God did it for them, He can sure enough do it for me. He can definitely do it for me. And that's what it's all in ministry. That's what we do in ministry. That's we
That's correct.
encourage, we inspire, we motivate. This is what we do, and that's what you're doing. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your pain. Thank you for going through to get to where you are today. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be where you are today. And we would not understand through your music what you've been through. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. As you go on and you continue to make music and you continue to inspire and motivate, what are you looking forward to in the future with this project and also with this amazing group that you have?
Well, the future to me is we want to inspire the world. There's there's in my opinion, there's places all over the country, even outside of the country, where there's some little boy or some little girl that's been pushed back, that's been held back because maybe, you know, their parents are not known, or maybe they don't have parents. Those individuals I have a heart for. The ones that are not noticed, that are not have the light shined on them. One thing I told my kids, I said, listen, because your dad, certain people may know your dad. I said, you may get a certain kind of treatment, but I want you to remember the person in the room, in the back, no one is engaging, and always have a heart for that individual. And so that's my thing. I think everybody deserves to hear the gospel, Michael, whether if it's spoken or sung. But I have a heart for those that quietly sits in the back, sits on the side, and deal with pain when no one take notice. That was me for a long time. So that's my soft spot, man. And so ministry for me is is to make sure that everyone know that there's a God that loves them, and you are special to, to Him. Yeah.
Without him, I don't know where we would be. I'm serious.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh my word. So not only do you inspire individuals with your songs, but you have a book
Yes.
that still speaks volumes today. It's called The Boy from the Ditch. Could you tell us more about it?
Sure. Um, that my book is basically a memoir of my life. When I was born, Michael, I was born in a place where was deemed as the poorest place in America. It was the poorest community in the poorest state in America. And that's not me talking. That was data. That was there's news stories. There's a 60-minute story done. And this place was called Sugar Ditch. So even Oprah Winfrey did a show uh, about Sugar Ditch, and so um, my birth was miraculous in my opinion and my mom's opinion. My dad was 69 years of age when I was born. My biological father. My my mother was 42. She had 11 kids living at the time, and I was her. I was the 12th. Um, and if you count the miscarriage, I would be more like the 16th. And then she had a stillborn, so she had some issues. But I was her last child. The doctor said you're too old and you're a little too sickly. You're not going to carry this baby full term. And so she prayed over me in her womb. She told me, she said, I called on the name of Jesus. And when I prayed, she said, 9 months later, you were the healthiest child I've ever had. And from that time, I just tell the story of where we were living and how God took me, my family, and through that to where I am today. And it's an inspiring story where I tell about the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. And, you know, every place I've gone, Michael, people resonate with some piece of my story. And I'm elated to share. And so um, that's why the story is called The Boy from the Ditch.
I tell you, when you hear other people's stories, I don't know the person that doesn't get anything from it, but when you hear other people's stories, I feel that's encouragement, right?
Mhm.
You are definitely inspired because sometimes again you think that you're in the worst place in the world, but when you hear other people's stories, like, oh my gosh, they're so well, they're so, this not comparing to what I'm going through, right?
Right.
So thank you again for just being a obedient servant to tell your story because that's how we heal. That's how
Yes.
we heal. Um, and going forth, right? You have your book. You're
Mhm.
working on projects for your songs, and you have this brand new album that's out while we sing. What is that next biggest dream? Season 5 is our biggest dream season. What is that next biggest dream for Dennis?
Oh, truthfully, that next big dream for me is to to I used to tell people a lot. I said, man, the kids, teachers, we had conversations like, man, sometimes when we want to get away, we would get a good book and we just read and we'll fantasize about this place that we're reading about. But now we fast forward in the times we're living in, technology has taken over. And so to me, the next big thing is I want to inspire those young kids and let them know that not just young, but even those that has lied, they've let their talents and gifts lie dormant because of some kind of hurt or pain. But I want to inspire them to let them know it's never too late to live in your purpose. And so my next big dream is I would love to see my story come alive on screen. And the reason is because I know, being truthfully, as a former teacher, everyone is not going to read, but I want to find a way to inspire to where I can get my message out to where someone would see something and it would change their life and change the trajectory in which they're traveling. And so if you're asking me to think big, that's kind of what I would like to see.
Well, you said it, so it now has to come to pass.
Oh yeah, we spoke it.
It has to come to pass.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Yes, sir. Keep on
Yes.
dreaming. Keep
Yes,
on.
sir.
Keep on going, because at the end of the day, you are touching someone. You're touching someone, and you're being touched in the process as well. And all the people involved are being touched as well. Can you tell the Fink fam one more time, how can they follow you on social media, and how can we listen to this incredible album, Why We Sing?
Yeah. Well, they can follow me at Dennis Turner and the Turner Nation Family, Facebook.com. They can follow me on Instagram at TurtleNation32. My website is turtlenationministry.com. And you can find the album Why We Sing on all digital outlets, Apple Music, Amazon. I mean, it's just a whole list of digital platforms where you can download and stream the music. And so I would love to hear from you all, and we're going to keep trying to inspire and keep spreading the word of God through music.
Continue on. That's all we can do. That's
Yes.
all we can do. Thank you so much, Dennis, for being with us and just sharing your words, what you're up to, and then also your consistency of what you do. I know that it's going to pay off more so in the future, because he said our latter will be greater.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dennis, for being with us.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate all that you do, and you've been such a great host. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Don't you go away, Fink fam. Back in a moment.
I just wanna live my life.
This is comedian Eric Escobar, the Mexipino millennial, and you are watching Gold right now. You know why? Because you're watching The Michael Finkley Show. Stay tuned.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive, impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
I got a call the other day from one of my friends, and it was a time in our life, bro, when we just was like, we wanted something bigger than what this world has offered us so far. Like, we got to go after what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, quitting jobs and struggling. Like, we really was struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, not knowing when I was going to eat, not having $1 in my pocket, but I had a big dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen the vision before I seen it physically. Before I seen anything happen for me, I always seen it in my mind first. And I had the heart to do it. I was hungry for the opportunities. I was going after the opportunities. I was waking up every day getting to the opportunities. I was preparing myself for the opportunities. I was hungry, like I was starving. Like, you got to hear what I'm saying. Like, when I was actually starving in life, when I was actually not having nothing in life, I always seen the bigger picture. I was just like, man, if I keep doing this, if I keep breaking the door, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I keep hitting this door, eventually that door go break down. Eventually the door it just go fall over. And I'm going to walk straight through my opportunities. I'm going to walk straight through with everything I want. But I have to keep pushing, and I have to be hungry. You know, some of you not hungry enough. You hit the door, you hit it, and then it don't open. You hit it again, and it don't open, and you give up because you're not hungry enough. But I was starving. I needed that job. And that job, man, I chose that job every day. Like, I went and did that every single day. I dreamed it. I eat it. I sleep it. I do whatever to get to what I needed to get to. And you have to be that same way. You have to be relentless about what you want. If you go get it, you gotta be relentless. You gotta go after it. Like it's no tomorrow. I knew that I'm one video away from where I want to be. I'm one opportunity away from where I want to be. And I got that mindset still. Like, I'm just one video away from blowing up. I'm just one step away. I'm just one person away. I'm just one opportunity away. I'm just one speech away from where I want to get to. And you got to be that same way in whatever you're doing. You just one opportunity away. All you need is one. All you need is one big yes. All you need is one big video. All you need is one big thing. And you there. But you got to keep preparing yourself for it. You got to be hungry. Like, you can't give up when it's not working right now. It ain't go happen on your timing. It ain't gonna happen on your timing. But you keep going at it. I'm telling you, you keep punching that door. You keep breaking and beating on that door. That door go fall. That door go fall. It can't stand when you relentless. It can't stand through anything. It can't stand when you putting pressure and you got that foot down and you keep driving towards it. It's gonna fall eventually. So be relentless and be hungry, man. Be starving after your dreams and go after it. And eventually that door gonna fall down.
Hey there, Fink fam. I'm Skip Robinson, fitness model, pro bodybuilder, black belt martial artist, AARP member, guitar hack, and frustrated cowboy. I'll expound on that and a lot more on The Michael Finkley Show, and I'll see you then.
On the next Michael Finkley, FX's Snowfall. Joey Marie Urbina is with us as she talks about the show's final season and her future plans. Don't miss it. Next Finkley. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. I hope that you learned something today from our guests. Thank you so much, Dennis, for being with us and just telling us your story, telling us about your gifts, your major projects you have going on. So please support, Fink fam, support. Thank you so much for being with us, and you have to come back. You definitely have to come back. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring that bell for notification. We'll send you an email saying, hey, new content's available. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And for more information about what we do, visit our website, michaelfinkleyshow.com. Of course, we're on U42, RokuTV, and also Amazon Podcast as well. So check us out. Thank you so much for watching, Fink fam. And remember to always pursue your dreams. Have a good one.